Hi, this is S.G. Brownlow. This week I want to talk a little bit about instrumental emotions. Now, this is an idea, the term instrumental emotions. It's a concept I got from Les Greenberg, actually. And Les talks about how people sort of act in certain ways to get some kind of an advantage over other people. And so a great example of this is sort of the obvious example that we've all been around little kids, I guess, would know that tantrums and pouting. Kid doesn't get his way and he pouts, or he throws a tantrum. And so we've all seen the kid throwing the wall-eyed fit in the Walmart or Target or somewhere like that, some big box store, where the sound carries and the kid is just going to throw a fit until he gets his way or she gets her way, and the parent is just sort of held hostage there. That's kind of what instrumental emotions are, or how they start anyway. What happens, and what Les kind of points out, is that anytime you do that and it works, that we understand learning theory enough in psychology. We understand reinforcement and all of that kind of stuff, that when those tactics work, they become reinforced, and then they become sort of second nature to the person. So if throwing a tantrum works, then pretty soon you see lots of tantrums, and then all of a sudden it's not a 3-year-old or 4-year-old throwing a tantrum, it's a 35-year-old throwing a tantrum, or a 55-year-old throwing a tantrum. And, usually people get a little more subtle when they get older about the tantrums they throw, but not always. It's really interesting, though, when you actually look at how instrumental emotions work. When you think about emotions, real emotions, being there to meet needs, okay, we need security, we need connection, we need mastery, we need these kinds of things. And so if you think about how our emotions help us know when we're meeting our needs or when we're not meeting our needs, what actually ends up happening then with instrumental emotions is that it seems like, if you watch how it works, it's like we get this idea, okay, I have a need for something, but it's going to have to be met in this particular way. I develop a plan for how it's going to have to be met. And then, of course, I don't tell everybody else what my plan is, or I don't get approval from them. I've just decided how the plan has to be executed. And then I get mad because everybody else isn't playing ball and doing what I want them to do. And that gets me into all sorts of conflicts with other people. And then we have those conflicts, and I throw my tantrum or do whatever because I'm not getting my way. I'm not getting what I want, which is my way of meeting my need, as opposed to all the other thousands of different ways that I potentially could meet my need. Now, what we see a lot of times, especially with instrumental emotions, is that it's the person who thinks they have less power in the relationship. So it's the kid, it's the employee, it's the boss sometimes who feels like he's at the mercy of employees. Like, I'm going to get fired if I can't get my employees to work harder. And so the boss will have a tantrum, and the boss will start pushing people around and doing a lot of very manipulative kinds of things to get the employees into line. So it's about power in a lot of ways. But it's about getting needs met, and it's about getting needs met the way that we think they have to be met, or the person engaged in the instrumental emotion believes that they have to be met. And of course, the idea that any need can only be met one way is just nonsense. I need connection, but I don't need this connection in this exact way with this exact person at this exact time. They don't have to do that exactly what I want right now to prove that they love me. If they do have to do that to prove that they love me, then that's something that's completely between my ears. And what I'm looking at then is instrumental behavior and not something to further a relationship with someone else. So this has been some ideas about instrumental emotions and how they work and how they really kind of gum things up. Because if you look at a lot of what we think of as emotional behavior, it's really these kind of instrumental things. And instrumental emotions are a large part of what gives emotions a bad name. When we think, oh, this person is just so emotional, they wear me out with their emotionality. This is really what it's about. It's about them just acting in ways that wear us out, because they are trying to wear us out, frankly. They're trying to get us to give up and give them their way. So I hope you've enjoyed these ideas. If you have, please leave a comment. Give me a share on social. Email me and ask questions if you're not clear or have something else you'd like to know about. And until then, I'll see you next week.